Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back once again to the Crew First Culture Podcast. This is Jeremy again. Thank you very much for spending some time with me today. So, I kind of teased at the end of last episode that I might hang out in the parking lot a little bit longer because there are a few more thoughts, and so I wanted to kind of get those out because I think this again is just one of those situations where, as I talked about in the last episode, sometimes I get in these spells or these I don't know what you want to call it, moods, whatever it is, to where it's almost like the words are gone. The passion is still there to share, and the drive to pursue the purpose that I am here to fulfill, but the message is just gone. It my mind tells me all these things that, and it just keeps me from sharing. So that being said, I want to share a little bit of my past. And if you can hear my stomach growling, I'm sorry. I'm apparently starving to death right now. But so, as a part of the tactical resiliency team that I am so blessed and lucky to be a part of, as I've mentioned in the past, the developing high performance class we do, the 24-hour straight class that we have done that I've mentioned. One of the first things that we do very deliberately is introductions of the instructors, and it follows a very set schedule, I guess, if you want to call it. Not really schedule. It follows a very set list of things to go by, and this is something that Rick George has kind of set up, like I said, purposefully. So just the normal stuff, your name and single, married, kids, if you're what you do, if you're not a firefighter, if you are, where, how long, all that stuff. And then the most important part is the last two things are bad day, good day. And so as instructors, we all go through the basic and information as far as who we are. And then we share a bad day. And by bad day, I don't mean, yeah, there was one time when I spilled coffee on myself, or these are life-changing events. These are worst day of my life type situations. And then you go into good day. And again, these aren't, well, I got to see a baseball game I've always wanted to. No, these are things that truly are some of the best and happiest moments of your life. And like I said, it's very purposeful. You by doing that, you're really connecting to those students. You're really showing them how vulnerable you're willing to be for them. And there's a lot more kind of brain activity things, and I'm not even going to try to get into that because I'm going to totally screw it up, and I don't want to do that. I'm trying to learn that stuff, but man, it is hard for me to be able to retain it and regurgitate it very well. So I'm still working through that. But that's when I first met these guys and I sat through that for the first time in Florida, and I watched these grown men just bare their souls to people that they just met, totally becoming vulnerable. It was amazing to me. It was it truly changed my life. Just seeing it happen, and just paying attention to how it made me feel. And so again, another part of that purpose is that during that 24 hours, us as instructors, we are going to expect those students to get to that point as well, get to the point of complete transparency and vulnerability, so that we can work through some of the things that they're dealing with and some of the things that are underneath the surface, and truly build mental resiliency within them. And so that like I said, it's all a giant puzzle that, those guys, so much smarter than I am, have figured out. And yeah, I mean, they a little bit kind of changes and polish a little here and there, but that's that they've got a great system in place, and it's all done so well. But I say that because I want to share a piece of that with you. And of course, the only thing that I'm going to be able to share is my story. And so, like I've talked about, I was so lucky to be a part of that instructor group at MAFC in Atlanta in May. And so I had to do one of those good day, bad day introductions. And it was funny because, as the other instructors were going through theirs, the ones that weren't talking are just kind of in and out. Nobody's, it's not like they're not paying attention or they don't care. But if there were other things going on, they were just kind of in and out. But I was the very last one, and of course I'm the new guy, and most of that group is still kind of learning about me. And so when it was my turn, it was like every one of them were inside, and they wanted this is how I'm interpreting it. They wanted to see if I was bought into the system. That might totally be off base, but that's how I kind of took it. They wanted to see if I was truly going to invest myself in what they had as a system, and truly let myself be vulnerable to the point that they are. And that's awesome. If that is the case, that I totally respect that for sure, because they have a lot invested in this. But anyway, getting into it, I shared a story that I just don't talk about a lot, and that's a story of when I was a single parent of 4 kids. And I was still married, but my wife at the time had moved out. And at that point, we had been married for over 10 years. And just to be honest, I'm very careful not to say things that, because there's still kids involved, but she had a very strong narcotics addiction, and that basically took place almost the entire length of our marriage, and lots of things went into that gives me lots of bad day material, I'll just say that. But the story I share, it goes back to that time, and this is 2013. We have 2 biological kids. At this time, we have been fostering 2 kids as well for about a year now. And she moves out. I basically fight to keep the foster kids, just because I at this point I love them. They're great kids. There's not any other great options out there, and so I want to do the best I can to keep them. But this time, it was so completely exhausting and draining. I remember, just getting up early to get them ready for daycare on my days that I worked at the firehouse. And I will say that I would have never made it through that time if I didn't have some great support. And one of the biggest pieces of that support was a family that, the wife actually worked at the daycare. And so she did a lot to help me out, because if you're working 24 hours and you're a single parent of 4 kids, those two things don't exist simultaneously without a lot of help. But I remember several times just sitting there. I would get the kids inside. I would, get them settled in, tell them bye, get back to the car with, a little bit of time left before work. And I would just, a lot of times, just sit there and emotionally dump everything, because I didn't want to bring what I had inside to the firehouse. I obviously didn't want to lose my emotional composure and cry at the firehouse. So I would just sit there and just let it out. It was a hard time. I love those kids very much. I still love the kids very much. But it was a very hard time to make it through. And kind of going back to the theme from the last episode, there's one particular song that I would deliberately play on those mornings, just to really draw the emotion out of me, and really just sit and think about what was going on, and just let the song speak for me, because it's where I was. But I'll go kind of like last time. I'll read the lyrics and just let you think about what it's saying, because I know there are people out there that it's gonna describe your life as well. So the song is called Worn, and it's by 10th Avenue North. I'm tired. I'm worn. My heart is heavy from the work it takes to keep on breathing. I've made mistakes. I've let my hope fail. My soul feels crushed by the weight of this world. And I know that you can give me rest. So I cry out with all that I have left. Let me see redemption win. Let me know that the struggle ends, that you can mend a heart that's frail and torn. I want to know a song can rise from the ashes of a broken life, and all that's dead inside can be reborn, because I'm worn. I know I need to lift my eyes up, but I'm too weak. Life just won't let up. And I know that you can give me rest. So I cry out to you with all that I have left. Let me see redemption win. Let me know the struggle ends, that you can mend a heart that's frail and torn. I want to know a song can rise from the ashes of a broken life, and all that's dead inside can be reborn, because I'm worn. And my prayers are wearing thin. I'm worn even before the day begins. I'm worn. I've lost my will to fight. I'm worn. So heaven, so come and flood my eyes. So pretty heavy song, but man, that's where I was. And to be honest, I've spent a lot of time there this year as well. Situation is completely different. My mindset is completely different. My ability to overcome is completely different. Even my perspective of hope and happiness still, through how worn I'm feeling, is completely different. But those words describe where I've been so many times. And I know there's a lot of people out there that will say the same thing. You know, my heart is heavy from the work it takes to keep on breathing. Just just to breathe makes our heart heavy because of the weight that's on our chest. Talking about prayers are wearing thin, hope is failing. I've been there. It sucks. But I also understand that the times that I was there, the times that I still, fall into that description. I know God is working. I 99 point a lot of the time I don't see that, especially when it's happening. We usually don't. Sometimes I'm thankful that I do get to see it at the end, because it is really neat when you start to see, oh, that's how God worked. That's why my journey took that path. Those are fun things for me to kind of start to understand and see. But we just have to keep pushing, keep reaching out to him, keep walking in faith, and keep doing what we know is right for us to do. I'm so thankful for the life that I have now, that we're 10 years after that moment that I shared with you. It's truly, it's hard to believe what has happened for us since that time. It seems like, even, yeah, 10 years is a long time, but it seems like so much further away than even that. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful for all the opportunities that I've been given. Thankful for all the blessings I've been given. Thankful for the struggles that I've been through, because of the strength and the growth that they've allowed me to gain. And so just wanted to share that with you out there. If you are in that time, in that season, just stay strong, stay pushing, stay committed to what you know to be right. You'll make it out of it. It doesn't mean that you won't make it back, like I have, over and over and over again. But we know that we're there for a reason. We know that good is going to come from it. So just wanted to share that with everybody today. I really appreciate your time. I hope that something I said is helpful. Something I said maybe sparks a thought or a conversation. Something I said maybe even adds a little bit of value to your life. But as always, I really look forward to the next time coming on and sharing with you. Like I said in the last podcast, I've got the weekly scrap coming up here on August 9th at 8 p.m. Central Time. So if you have some time, please log in and join us on that. I really look forward to seeing some good participation. I'm hoping. And so join me for that. And besides that, until next time, as always, stay humble and do work.